the potential we have on this planet is exactly equal to the existential threat that we've created as our human species has seen itself separate from nature. And I think that's the original wound. We saw ourselves separate from nature immediately, therefore having to believe in scarcity, therefore having to create an ego to protect ourselves, therefore othering everything, therefore extracting everything, therefore destroying the world. And so this simple progression of that original wound of we are separate from nature has played itself out. And in that reality of an existential threat coming to biology on Earth, we have created this potential. So what is maybe we'll start with the existential threat, what happened. In our inevitable belief of scarcity, we started to go after resources that were beyond our needs. Because we thought, well, maybe something else happens and I'll need something that I don't need right now. Or maybe my children will need something that I don't have right now because things get worse, so I need to get more to pass on to my kids. And we've created all kinds of constructs to prepare for this kind of phenomenon. And one that I was kind of unaware of because it seemed so good. In fact, it was my whole metric of value on this planet was I want to be a good husband and a great dad, And so I've held that so vigorously, and I've been, 23 years of marriage and everything else. Like there's such intense holding on to these identities, and to find out that we actually created the construct of legal marriage so that we could pass on wealth to our children. Before that contract, which was a very Western contract, it was more, commitment without some sort of legal document that got governments involved in your love life. It was a familial contract back in the day that was a lot more about, let's build a home together, let's build this nurture. And already it had a capacity for extraction and all that. But I think when we took it to this legal document that was about passing on the paternal name rather than the maternal name, which was historically much more accurate to most, indigenous peoples, that patriarchal shift to I want to make sure my wealth is passed down through my male line, and therefore we're going to create this construct where women are owned through this marriage construct and lose their identity in this marriage construct. So this patriarchal Western view of it is just one of the many things. And I think you could point to education same way. I think you could point to our economic system and find different realities. Oh my gosh, it was out of this belief that there wouldn't be enough for our children that we created all these constructs to be able to extract more than we could ever need, And now in the last 2 years, we created more billionaires than ever in history at the cost of 300 million new families in poverty. And so never before have we demonstrated so well that our pendulum is swinging so hard to this scarcity model that, $1 billion, $1,000 million, nobody can spend that much money on providing for themselves or their family. It's absolutely impossible. And so we've taken this to such an extreme abstraction of need. And then you see billionaires committing suicide for a lack of self-worth. It's like, wow, a lack of self-worth and $1 billion of energy in the bank. Where did we go so wrong? So we did this in every aspect, from relationships to economics to our sociopolitics, built around the scarcity model. And in our constant separation from nature, and as that pendulum swung, we became that existential threat. And the extinction that you mentioned, becomes real. So we're in the middle of the 6th great extinction. And it turns out this extinction is being caused for the exact same reason the last one was caused. 55 million years ago, we see a vast extinction event. 90% of life on Earth disappears in a matter of months or years. And what we find in the fossil record is this huge layer of dust that settled on all of the soils of the Earth and choked out the respiratory function of the soils. And in losing our soil systems, we lost the biology of the planet. And it took millions of years to recover. But in the millions of years of recovery, a brand new potential for life was discovered. And this has been the story of every extinction, is that when you put biology under stress, it immediately creates more opportunity for the future.